Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
It's really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Guys, everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 32 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. Yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. Guys, I want everyone out there to know someone is listening. I'm a recovery coach. I'm a nutritional health coach. If any of you are struggling and you need someone to talk to, please reach out. All my services to you are free. And if you think my book can help someone, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing. You could go to BAM. You could go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You could go to my website, www.geripetito.com. You could order it from there. And guys, go to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel and please subscribe. A lot of cool things are happening. So I have an incredible guest here today for a few different reasons. I love this guy, okay? And he's a good friend of mine. And he's also an incredible singer. And he does Sinatra. He sings a lot of Sinatra songs. But we're doing sort of like A and B here today. We're going to be talking about his career in music, but we're going to be talking about his 35-year sobriety from alcohol. Okay. Sean is an open book, and we're going to talk about addiction, recovery, and his musical career. So without further ado, let me introduce to you Sean Hanlon. Hello, sweetie.
Hi.
How are you?
Being here, Geri.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. And it's like an honor to be on your show.
An honor to have you. What are you kidding me?
It's exciting. It's fantastic.
You're honoring me. Yeah. So first of all, I've been to, shows that you're singing at, and you're incredible. You know how I feel about you there. But then when we talked on a personal level and I heard your story, you own my heart. Okay. I just want to tell you that. And, I'm going to let you get into your story, but we're here to really try and reach out to others who maybe are feeling hopeless, right? So
right.
That's our plan. With that, can you tell everyone your age, please?
Well, we went through that the last time. I'm over 80, and I'm flirting around 85.
Okay.
Could be 84, but I'm still working. So
yes, the reason why that's important, Sean, is so that people know no matter what age they are, it's never too late.
Oh yeah, it's never too late. And I didn't come in the rooms. I didn't get sober till I was late in life. I was 50 years old.
Okay.
And, I was drinking since I was young. So, and then I had to stop drinking. It took everything from me, and it was slowly but surely, ending my life. So, it's just fantastic to be here. So if I'm 35 years sober, that means I have a new life, and I'm free. I think freedom is the most important word, or one of them, in a dictionary. But it's never too late. Every day I get up and I say, Jesus, this is a great day for me, because I'm free of that addiction that I didn't even know about. I never knew I had a problem. I always thought it was just drinking. But
all right. So wait, hold that thought, because I want you to elaborate on that.
Right.
that you never thought you had a problem. Tell us a little bit about that and why.
Well, I didn't think I had a problem. Everybody drank in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And when I was in New York, everyone drank. And I just thought um, I drank too much. So I had a lot of problems. But I never thought I was an alcoholic. But since I did make a decision to get rid of the alcohol, I have found that I am powerless over alcohol. Because I was always a tough guy saying, I'm not powerless over anything. I can do anything. But then through my experiences and my knowledge and just looking at my life, I realized that once I had a drink, that drink had me. And I try to tell people, yeah, it's okay to have a drink, but once the drink has you, you have a problem. And I finally admitted that once I drank, the drink had me. And that's what described to me, I'm powerless over alcohol. It's stronger than me. And as a result, I didn't know how to stop. So it really did a lot of damage to me. And I'm just grateful I'm here and grateful that I have what I have. So I can't explain. I don't have the words to explain how grateful I am. And I believe that God saved me. That finally he put in my head, he said, stop looking at other people that everybody drinks. Look in the mirror and just think about what alcohol is doing to you. And I finally admitted, alcohol took everything from me. So, and then I found out, yeah, this is not a bad deal. I'm powerless over alcohol. And I figured it out. Once I have the first drink, I don't know what's going to happen. So in my life at that time, when I was like 50, 51, whatever it was, I made a decision. If I don't pick up the first drink, I'm going to be okay. And I said to myself, I'm not a bad guy. I'm an alcoholic. What's the big deal? You know, some people have other diseases. I have this disease, and I truly have it. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't have done all those things for all those years. And my whole life is different now. My life is about, you know, being a good father and trying to help other people and enjoying life. And it's not about me. It's about, you know, loving out. And as a result, and people say this, but I've lived it. If you love out, it'll come back to you tenfold. And it has happened to me. So it's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing.
So, okay. So I have a question for you. So, you know, everybody has that, I'm going to use the words everyone knows, rock bottom moment. Okay, that aha moment. What was it for you? Did you have one of those or not really?
Well, I think my rock bottom was around the time that I finally decided that it wasn't that day or that week. My rock bottom, I think, for me, and I'll never forget it. I went to work on a Monday and I come home on a Wednesday, and a lot of things happened in those 3 days, or I couldn't make it home. And you know, you go like that. You go, you know, you wake up, you don't even know where you're at. See, I was a blackout drinker, so I would wake up in different places and not realize how I got here. And then I'd continue, and then it would happen again and again, and it got so bad that particular week. I even call it my give away my car week. I actually gave away my car. That's in my book. You have to read it. I didn't write the book, but I could. But it was so bad that I actually couldn't go to work. And I always went to work. No matter what, I'd crawl to work. And it just dawned on me. I said, could I go any deeper? You know, how bad can you feel? And that was on a Thursday after a 3-day, call it toot, whatever you want to call it. And I actually didn't drink. I had to rent a car and all that stuff. That's a whole story. And I remember I got off the bus on following Tuesday, and I haven't had a drink for 4 or 5 days, which was good for me. And I called my son Brian for help, and luckily I called him, and I told him I think I'd like to try one of those meetings. And so I met him, and we went to a meeting, and it was on the. I think God was with me, because when I did try AA, it was a men's meeting on the first step, which actually said, you finally realize you're powerless over alcohol and your life is unmanageable. And I just thought that they threw the meeting for me. I felt like standing up and saying, I'm here. And I felt so great. I felt comfortable. And I knew then this is where I belong.
Were you married at the time?
First time in years that I felt, the pressure is gone. It's like I was relaxed. And I knew that's what I needed.
Wait, Sean, were you married at the time?
Yes.
And you would go 3 days on these binges and leave your wife at home?
Would I what?
You would go on these 3-day binges and wake up in different places while your wife was home?
Yeah.
She got used to that?
Well, you never get used to it, but that was my life.
Okay.
And
Right.
it was not involved with, other things. It was involved with alcohol.
Yeah.
And just not realizing you're powerless over it, and you drink too much, and you don't know when you go into a blackout. You could go into a blackout and keep drinking for 3 hours. I could tell you so many stories of what I went through, and I'm just grateful I lived through it. I really should be gone. It beat me mentally, it built me physically. It did a job on me. God had other plans for me, and I think He still has.
He still does. So,
which is great. I got to deal with him. It's good.
okay. So I have another question for you. So while this was all going on, prior to, you drank since you were young, right?
Yeah, well, we all drank, when you were young in Jersey City, and I was an athlete, but everybody was an athlete. Everybody knew I was an athlete. And part of playing sports was when you finish the sports, you go for a drink, you go for a beer.
But when did your music come into play? Did you sing when you were young?
Yeah, when I was in my teenage, you
And
started.
then you stopped it?
Hmm?
Then you stopped singing?
Stop singing. I didn't do my first professional show until I was probably 37, 35, 6, 7, in like 1973, in that area. But I was always singing, but finally I did a professional show, with a 4-piece band and a comedian and a tuxedo. And of course I quit drinking for 2 weeks, so I'd look good and be strong. But I was in my late 30s, and it was great, but I had a lot to do, and I had to go to work. A lot of people told me to go into business, but I had 6 children, and I had to make a living every week. And then a lot of things happened. That was a point in my life that things started to happen, and the drinking accelerated. Instead of going down, it accelerated. I'd like to say that my 40s were a blackout. It's like that movie, The Lost Weekend, with Ray Milland. It was a popular movie. I know where they filmed it. I know all the places. But I had like the lost 40s. And my 40s were really something I rather forget about. You don't talk about it. And you struggle through it. And you're in total denial. I don't have a problem. It's just I drank too much yesterday. And, thank God that when you say this is not right, and there's a better way, I couldn't be happier. And I hope every day that I help somebody. Wherever I go, Like yesterday, I had to go to a wake. And wherever I go, I don't see anybody I know anymore. All my friends are gone. They got older and they're gone. But it's a different life. I'm in a totally different life. I feel like I'm in my, sixth or seventh life.
Okay.
In fact, yesterday I was driving somewhere where I used to live, and it dawned on me that my life is over. That's gone. My life is here, brand new. And the present is it. That's it. And it's so important for me to pay attention and realize there's a lot of people, and you're involved, and there's a lot of people out there that, if I could help them, it would be great. Well, people think I'm somebody I'm not, but I go with it, and I try to be there, because it's beautiful to be clean and sober. And they're all around me are people that are clean and sober. And they're happy, they're doing good. And the people who are lucky enough to get God in their life, I mean, really get them and really have faith, those are the happiest people I know. I mean, this is not reading a book. This is, actual life that people I know and look at. It's wonderful.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree with you 100% because I feel like I shouldn't be here either. God saved me.
Right.
So he gets all the glory. I mean, I can't go through life without acknowledging him every day and talking to him.
Well, I think that's wonderful because you help people.
He's using me
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's using you, and we've accepted that.
Yeah.
So he can't use someone if they don't want to be used.
No.
So we've accepted that.
People along the way, a lot of people. They're all gone. All my friends who helped me, not many left. And I remember one of them gave me a book, and it really, I still have it. I still have the saying with me every day. And it simply says, fear and worry is a lack of faith. And you got to think about that, because we all have fear and worry because we don't believe enough. So if you turn that around and say, if I really truly have faith and not just say it, I'll have less fear and worry. And it's true, and it works. But you got to work on it, because life is not easy. Things come up every day. I've had things that come up today, that were, like, what? And did that. But look at me, I'm smiling. I'll handle it tomorrow.
So
That's life.
I want to ask you something. So you made a decision and you said, I'm done and I'm going to stop. And you went to your meeting and you stopped. How hard was it for you in the beginning? When do you think you finally felt relief of, okay, I'm good now?
I was lucky, Jerry. Number one, when I finally believed, and I just read the book and looked at things and said that I was paralyzed over alcohol. In fact, it happened in a bar, because I went in to pay my tab in New York, and one bar was $880.
For alcohol?
Yeah. So today, that was 35 years ago. So today, that would probably be $8,000. I had a tab. So I went in to pay it. I told the guy, a big Polish guy, he became good friends of mine because he served me for 18 years. And, my tab was so thick, he couldn't get in the register. He used to yell at me. And I said, Chris, I'm definitely going to pay the tab, but it'll take me like 6 months. I'll come in. And I'll never forget, he said, Sean, there's nothing wrong with having a drink, but once the drink has you, you have a problem. And when he said that, I looked at the bottle of Dewar's in the bar right behind him, and I just visualized him, taking the top off, and he used to free pour into the glass Dewar's and water, strong drink. And it dawned on me when he put the top back on and put it back. And if I had a drink, I looked at the bottle and I saw myself in the bottle. I was trapped. And when I had the drink, I lost my freedom. And I went, holy God, I'm trapped. Imagine feeling trapped. I'm trapped. I can't get out of here. And I bought into that. I said, that's my problem. I have the drink, and it's like I'm trapped. It's got me. And I went, Jesus. And when I left there, I was so happy. It was like, wow, this is great. I'm not a bad guy. It's the alcohol. And you can't cop out on everything you did, but at least you acknowledge that. That's who I am. And and then I told you the first meeting I went to, being on the first step, when that hit me, I was happy. I knew I belonged there. I said, this is my life. My life isn't doing those things. I'm not a bad person. So I was very fortunate. And maybe too, because I drank so much for so many years, it was time. And I was very fortunate it wasn't too late that it damaged me, because I was told by somebody close to me that I was drinking a quart a day. So that's a lot of alcohol.
Wow.
A lot of alcohol. It isn't like I had a couple of drinks. I was drinking a lot of alcohol.
And
I managed to go to work every day, hurting. Unfortunately, they tried to get me to go to rehab, and I convinced them that I didn't have to. I wasn't an alcoholic. I just drank too much. And that's another story,
Okay.
They flew into New York, I had to sign papers. It's all, when you're that type of person, it's all figuring out different ways to avoid that, and then you figure a way to get a drink where nobody's going to know you or see you. It's absolutely insanity. Insane.
Did you ever relapse, or once you were done,
No.
you were done?
No.
Me too.
I can't. I couldn't today if I tried. I get dizzy. But no. And I really haven't had the desire. That's why I didn't think I was an alcoholic. Of course, I could never drink in the morning, although we did sometimes after a convention or something. Or I never went through, hiding bottles and stuff. It was just, most of it was, in the bar with people. And in New York, it's the worst because you don't have to drive a car.
Right.
So you can go, one guy cuts you off, you go to another bar. They cut you off, you go to another bar. Then you go to another bar. And then you wake up in the morning, you have no idea where you're at. I remember toward the end, I woke up in the Waldorf Astoria, and because I decided, if I'm going out, I may as well go out in class. But that's another story. Of course, there is a story around that. And just absolutely insanity.
So why don't we play one of your songs? Let's give everybody a treat here. So producer, hit us with a song.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel like spring has sprung. Every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce that moon, just like a big fat balloon. Because you and I, we are just like a couple of tots running around that meadow, snatching up all those forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung. lots of bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You make me young. You make me feel like spring has sprung. Every time I see you grin, I say dee-dee-dee. The moment that you speak, I like to go play hide and seek. I want to go and bounce the moon just like a big balloon, because you and I, we are just like a couple of tots while running around that meadow, snatching up all those forget-me-nots. You make me young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, lots of bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so. Man, I just feel so. You make me feel so young, so young.
So that was amazing.
Well,
That was-
that's one of my favorite songs, because, you know, it's nice to feel young. And I do feel young.
Yes.
I do. It's like crazy. And you know, it's all because of the fact that I'm clean and sober, because I'm healthy. And it all goes to, I still go back to God because He's with me every day. And but I feel young. I'm fortunate, very fortunate. You know, my really close guy who's gone, and he was close to me. And he was quite a guy. And he gave it to me simple. He said, Sean, if you do the right thing one day at a time, he didn't say if you live one day at a time, if you do the right thing one day at a time and bring God with you, let Him come with you, you're going to be all right. When he said that to me, that was in the beginning of my recovery. I'm still in recovery. I've been in recovery all my life, the rest of my life. I looked at him, I said, you mean I'm going to be all right? I never thought I'd be all right. I thought maybe I'd skip through, and you know. But when he said that, I said, see, that's 35 years ago, and I remember. And I loved him. And I miss him big time. He was a giant of a man, and quite a guy, and we were close friends, big time. I could write a book on him and his wife. Incredible.
When did you get into Frank Sinatra?
Hmm?
When did you get into Frank Sinatra?
When I started singing Frank Sinatra, I was in high school. And I can remember it. I went up to Fordham. I can remember singing it there. In fact, the song I was singing then at Fordham was "You Vowed Your Love from Here to Eternity," because they were making that movie then, 1954.
Oh,
And I was in '54. I was a freshman at Fordham University, and all throughout the years there were a lot of movies made in those periods that had great songs. And I sing them all in my show. I always sing "You Make Me Feel So Young," but I like to do "From Here to Eternity" because it's another period, and it was the beginning, and that's the show that Sinatra won the Academy Award for. And he was lucky to get the part, "From Here to Eternity." I think they paid him $8,000, but it just reignited his career, which took off then. So I've been singing Frank Sinatra Somebody asked me in a show last week, they said, how long are you singing, Frank Sinatra? I said, 70 years. So I've been singing after song 70 years, and I still miss the words. In fact, on that song you wrote, it was live, but we recorded it. And I was going to record it again because I missed a couple of words. And I realized, no, let it go, because Sinatra missed words too. In his performances and his concerts. And he was just, people didn't care. They were just there to see Sinatra.
Okay.
He was magic. He was the guy. To me, he was the best. And everybody has their favorites, and there were so many great singers out there. But Sinatra was, to me, the best. And he lasted a long time. He sang for 65, 70 years himself. You figure if he started singing, in his teens, 15, 16, 17, and he sang till in his late 70s. And there is an album he recorded when he was 80, but his voice started to change in his late 70s. And then he died. He was 82 and a half when he passed away. But he had a long career. And you can see, I'm on a radio show every Sunday night. It's called The Chairman and Friends. It's on doopopradio4you.com out of Long Island. And every third Sunday, he'll play the Chairman and Friends show. It's all Sinatra and his friends, Dean Martin, Tony Bennett, Ella Fitzgerald, all the great singers, and me. Somebody sent him my music, and every week he plays me.
How do you feel about that? Wait, think about what you just said. Wait, he's playing you along with them. How do you feel about that? That's incredible.
For me, it's incredible. And he always plays me next to Frank Sinatra. And he says, I'm going to marry Sean tonight, or say what you've been to, Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley. One night it was Elvis Presley.
Oh my God, my baby.
Tony Bennett.
Oh my God.
But more than that, one night he said, I have a big surprise for you. I'm going to play the recording of My Kind of Town, Chicago, with of Sean Hanlon, and he's going to be joined halfway through by Mr. Frank Sinatra.
Get out of here.
He played a duet of myself singing on national radio with Frank Sinatra. And I went, well, nobody's listening. It's on internet radio late at night, but he has a big audience. But he's played it at least 10 times since. And I have it. I'll send you if you want the email recording.
I want that.
Yeah, I have it. But
I would have played it today.
Yeah, I don't know if you, but it's quite. Yeah, I should send it to you. I think he'd let you to play it.
Yes.
But when you hear the second half, it's all myself and Frank Sinatra. Every word. It isn't like I sing, you sing. Every word. And if you listen, in fact, the first time he played it, when it was over and finished, Fonzie Bacar, he's the DJ. He said, "Wow," he said, "that was great. I only have 3 words to say. Play it again." He plays it again.
That's so great.
I'm listening, and you can't tell the difference. And I'm not bragging like that.
You should brag. You should be bragging. Stop it.
It just, there it is. And he says, I told him that all these years, I've really learned how to sing from listening to Sinatra and recording and trying. And, you play yourself back, and you're not looking to imitate him or say. You're looking for what you're trying to get yourself.
Right.
You're looking for the tone,
right,
the correctness of the song. And when you get it, you go, that's what I want. That's what and then I, release it and record it. Because every Sunday morning, I post 2 or 3 songs. I'm doing it 5 years. I call it Sean Sings Sinatra on Sunday. And my daughter makes the video. So we're in cahoots. I make the MP3. She makes the video. And they're really beautiful. So if you go on my Facebook page, every Sunday morning you'll have.
I see. Yeah, I
song.
see them
And
posted.
if you listen, they're beautiful songs.
Yes.
And some of them are, I go, boy, I'm still saying, wow, really good. Talk about myself, but
Right.
I got what I really wanted. Because some of them you go, that was good, but I could do better. Maybe, whatever. In fact, I told you I have a show coming up on July the 16th at Bar A. It's Bar Anticipation. And it's a really big place in Belmont. And this guy, Patrick Mastorelli, he was so nice. He listened to my music and he got in touch with me. He says, I'd like to do a Sinatra show in my place. And his place is all classic rock and it's terrific. And for me to be singing in this venue is fantastic. But we're doing a Sinatra Sunday brunch from 11 to 2 with Sean Hanlon singing Sinatra. And, I'll do 3 hours. So I'm thrilled by it.
That's cool.
And it's live and it's just me.
That's so cool.
So if you want to have some laughs, look it up and come and see me. I'll be the smiling, going, how did I get here?
So let's play another track.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to be willing to give when there's no more to give, to be willing to die so that honor and justice may live. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
So, what do you think Sinatra would think of that song by you?
Well, I did use his background track, meaning he did change the key slightly, and I could do the original, but Sinatra was so good and smart, and he was surrounded by great musicians, especially his piano player and the orchestration. But he could take a song like that and fit him, so that when you hit, to reach the unreachable star, it's comfortable. You're not straining. You're not trying to be, Richard Kiley was the first one that did that on Broadway, but he had a big voice. He's a baritone tenor. There are a lot of baritones, and some of them I do. They're actually baritones. They can hit this high note so comfortable that when I use his orchestration or find it or have somebody change it, when I go into it, it's comfortable, and you go into it healthy and it's a good ending. You don't hear any strain. You hear the quality note or key that you want to hear.
Okay.
And that song I really offer up to, you know, recovery. I offer up to people who finally, you know, find that you can reach the original star. You can do it. I have a real good friend of mine, and she gave me, happens to be a gal, she gave me this phrase, and it's true, and I use it too when I'm hurting or whatever. Yes, I can. It's like you have yours, this is hers, and it's if she's struggling, she just thinks about that. Yes, I can. If somebody tells me I can't, yes, I can, and I will. And I'll never, that's with me forever too.
So I like to tell people KYW, know your worth.
Right.
I
Yeah.
want to read a poem out of my book that I wrote. It's called Change Your Choice, because you had to make a choice. I had to make a choice, and we have that option. We you know, all right, here goes. And again, God saved me and he saved you, you know. I had a life-changing moment that I knew had to be. The only way to change things was to first start with me. So I looked in the mirror and woke up one day and thought to myself I needed to pray. So I asked God to change me, to help me stay strong, to clean up my mess, to right what's been wrong. I cleaned up my diet. I cleaned up my room. I cleaned up all habits with this old dirty broom. I kept going forward and never looked back. I refused to derail, stayed on the right track. I realized my worth and all that did matter through my selfish behavior, the lives I had shattered. I finally decided at 30 years old to stop abusing my body, my mind, heart, and soul. My life-changing choice that I had once made, over 32 years now, guys, my debt has been paid. So you read all my thoughts on how to stay clean. It's all or nothing, my friend. There's no in between. To live or to die is a choice you must make. Your life is not worthless, and you're not a mistake. One day at a time is a slogan you've heard. It works if you work it while applying his word. For you to get healthy, for your mind not to fail, escaping reality will keep you in jail. With addictive behavior, sex, drugs, food, or money, substituting addiction. Now, isn't that funny? I'm not an addict. This too shall pass. I'm not an addict. I'm just an ass. May the good Lord bless and guide you. So,
I like that.
thank you, my darling.
Good.
Thank you. You know, it starts with us. It starts with our choice, but we have to get God in the mix. Because if I didn't have God in the mix or you, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I don't think I did it. You know, like, what did you do? People come up and say, boy, you did great. I said, I didn't do great. I'm finally doing what I was supposed to do. And don't look up to me. I'm just like another guy who drank too much and didn't realize it. And it leads you down the wrong road. It's a terrible road. And I really, you know, you really bring a lot of pain to the people around you who love you. A lot of pain. And I did that. And I hurt a lot of people. And of course you know, forget the monetary.
Right.
It's huge. But you don't think, you think of the people. And you know, and part of recovery is you make amends. And I've learned that you don't go up and say you're sorry. I'm sorry. What the hell good is that? Making amends is you change your life, and you finally be the person you were supposed to be. And that's you're amending your life and your actions. The one person I hurt, and she didn't even know it. It's horrible what this thing does to you. It's my mother, who died at the height of my alcoholism. I hate that word. And shouldn't have wrote this up, but it's heavy duty. But with recovery, it teaches you. You have to get rid of that. There's always a time. But I can make amends even though she's been gone for years. She died early with the damn cancer, but if you can say it, that you can make amends. This is to people out there too. You can make amends to your mother or whoever you hurt who are gone.
Yes.
But I'm trying to be the son that my mother wanted me to be. And not that I'm perfect or all of a sudden, but you're aware of it and you're trying to make her proud of you. And God is big in that. He's involved. It isn't me and my mother, it's me, God, and my mother. Same thing with my father. I can tell my father, I think I was 3 years sober with my father when he, and then he passed away. And that's precious for me to have 3 years with him, in sobriety, that I could help him. Of course, he needed help to, whatever. And there's another story too that I found out that he was really proud of me. I have to laugh because you get emotional, especially when you talk about who's close to you. Yeah. That I going. He said to my stepmother, he was so proud of me that I was going to these meetings and getting sober. And when I heard that, I sat down. I said, "You gotta be kidding me! My father's proud of me." And then you learn, it's really important.
You're right, Sean. You're right.
Got a long way to go.
Yep. So let's play another one of your tunes, and then we'll talk about it. All right, producer, hit us.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic moves, there's a bar in Far Bombay. Come on, fly with me, let's fly away. Let's fly. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Guamalan, there's a one-man band and he'll toot his flute for you. Come on, fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is so rarefied, we're gonna glide, absolutely petrified. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so very near. You may even hear all the angels cheer just because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say the word and I'll beat that bird down to Acapulco Bay. It is perfect for a flight, honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Let's go. Up in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is so rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may even hear all the angels cheer just because we're together. Weatherwise, it's such a lovely day. You just say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It is perfect for a flying honeymoon. They do say, come fly with me, let's fly, let's fly. Back up, let's fly away.
So tell us your thoughts on that song. I love it.
Yeah. Well, that was one of his first hits. That's known to be from Las Vegas in 1966 with the Count Basie band, and those were big days. And that was one of the big songs with Count Basie, "Come Fly With Me," and that was Sinatra. Everybody sings it today. There are so many people that sing his songs, and I love his songs, and I love to put together, a playlist, which I'm doing now for a couple of shows. And then in August, I'll be at a place called Rockefeller's Station Inn, and that'll be a sellout. It was a sellout last time, and I get to do like an hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes. But all the people are so nice, incredible. So they want me back, and I look forward to it. Look forward to meeting the people.
Yeah.
6 people. Yeah, you know how fortunate I am and blessed. I mean, all these entertainers are the same. And you and I know them all. We go to that luncheon.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah. I'll be there in November because I do a lot of shows Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Bishop's the entertainment luncheon, guys. Woo! We love him.
I'll be there, because I love John Bishop. Him and me are just.
So forget it. Love them both. Be there in November.
Every time I go, I meet new people.
Yep.
I don't know them all, but I meet them, and
Right.
everybody I meet is so kind to me.
Right.
And nice, and it's just wonderful. But but I feel fortunate that I can do this and meet new people, and people are, they're very nice to you. So you're lucky if you're an entertainer and you're working.
You're right.
I'm blessed.
You're right. So we have a few minutes left.
All right.
Tell everyone, if you didn't mention anything else up and coming for you, maybe how to hire you, whatever you want to tell them, take the mic and tell them now.
On which? On what?
If you have anything up and coming that you didn't mention already, or how they can hire you, how they can get in touch with you.
There are 2 events coming up, and I have several, community events, and another benefit to do in Manahawkin. And there are several people who are interested in, hiring me. I just don't have all the dates yet.
Okay.
But those are the 2 big ones I have coming up, and which is good.
Okay.
I know to be ready and rehearse, and when I do that, you learn new songs, but you have to rehearse. I've found that it's only me and the audience. I don't bring words or any devices or anything. It's just my speakers, me, and I really think each song is important. And it's not singing the song, it's really you're trying to get the song over and what the meaning is, and who wrote the song, what it means, and what it means to me. Charlton Heston,
Charlton Heston, baby. Yes.
Charlton Heston said of Sinatra that when he performed, a dramatic certain song, it was like watching a 4-minute play.
Okay.
It was Sinatra. It wasn't singing a song. It was, you knew he was into the song. So when I sing a song, I try to be in it. I try to own it for me and sing it my way, which is, the feeling that you get. So that's good. And there's a lot going on in my life. I have to go out near you this was a nursing home, not an assisted living. And the person who hired me wanted me there Friday. I said, well, I'll come Thursday. And she was very kind to me, but that'll do. And I enjoy doing that. I enjoy watching people who are in a recovery house, I mean, in an assisted living or
Yes.
even a nursing home. And you have to realize that.
And they light up when you're
You can
singing.
get them to tap their toes, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
But it's terrific that you're blessed that you can bring them some happiness.
That's right.
So I'm
And
available to do anything. I did a wedding last year. Nice people. And they got my card and they called me. They said, is this you on YouTube? Is this you singing or is it Sinatra? No, that's me. And they said, would you like to do my wedding? I said, what do you want me to sing a song when you dance with your father? I said, no, do the wedding. Oh, you want me to do that? Plus you want me to sing before the DJ comes? She said, no, the whole wedding. You're everything. And I brought Tommy with me. But I did the whole wedding and they loved it. I said, geez, I can do a wedding. And I didn't think I could, but you should see the letters she wrote me. And
amazing.
I couldn't get over it. I had more people that are so nice to me. I even had somebody hire me to come to Rumson to sing in their living room for their mother-in-law for their 90th birthday, and that worked out unbelievable, just great. And the one thing I like to say is all the people who have been so kind to me in this business of ours, including Europe. I have a guy named Maurizio Rizzori, and he's an Italian, and he's big in Europe, all over Europe. He plays the piano and sings in a few languages. He and his wife, Christina, they think I'm the best singer on the internet or their favorite. And he is so kind to me. He sends me background tracks. He writes me, tells me what to do. He even makes up from Photoshop different shots of me with the tuxedo and the color. He says to me, Sean, use this. I said, you're kidding, And he writes all kinds of stuff for me. And I thanked him. He said, don't thank me. You shouldn't thank me because you deserve this. You have no idea how good you are. When I say this to the audience is, when people say that, it helps your confidence level. Because confidence is big. It's all attitude. Don't ever think you're not good enough. Because I always thought I'm not good enough. I'm not as good as these other performers. And I have somebody in England. I have somebody in Denmark. I have somebody in Ireland.
Yep.
And they all send me background tracks and talk to me. I have somebody in Miami. And then other countries. I have somebody in California that you trade with, to talk to. And I have somebody in Texas who was so nice to me. And all these people are talented. And then, of course, my local friends, there's loads of them, with Anthony, the Dio, of course, and of course, Tommy Smooth, probably two of my closest friends in the industry, and of course, Johnny Bishop, and so many others. I can't remember them. But and of course, Jerry Mocha, who had to go down to, he's in South Carolina. They're so kind to you. You go, boy, this is terrific. It's nice. So that's what I do. I like to thank them.
Yeah, they love it.
All the help I've gotten over the years. Because you need help, especially me.
We all need help, not just you, sweetheart. We all do.
Yeah, right. And all the people I meet at that luncheon.
Yeah.
Are all so kind. Bob Kulick, I never met him, and I met him at the luncheon.
I love Bob, yes.
He's so nice to me.
So
he even offered, he said, Sean, if you come for this show, whatever, you can come up and sing 2 songs. I haven't done that yet, but someday when I have the time, you go. It's a time, for me, it's a time thing, because my son, I'm getting older, and I hide my age for a reason, a couple of reasons. But my son Andrew said to me, "Dad, you're running out of runway." And I laugh at that. It's a great line. I laugh at it, but it's true. As we get older, we're running out of naturally runway. And the other thing is, when you get older, the time seems to go faster.
You're
So
right about that.
For me to be on the show is great.
I love this. I wanna have
It's life is good when you get older. Just stay healthy, bring God with you, and enjoy your life.
beautiful. I want to play our final track. Then I'm going to close with reading one more poem. But this song is probably one of my favorite songs of all time because I'm very strong-willed. So are you. And when we get to a point where we know we've accomplished such greatness, which we have, okay, we shouldn't be here. Okay, so we've accomplished what we needed to. We did it our way. Okay, so I'm going to ask the producer to please play our final track. Let's go.
Now the end is here, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, which I am certain. I've lived a life that's full, traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I am sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed, I've cried, I had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way, oh no, not me, I did it my way. For what is a man, what has he got, if not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who yields. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way.
iconic songs ever. Okay.
Yeah.
Elvis sang it. I mean, forget it. Endless, right?
That's I tell people that's the Elvis rendition because it's 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and Sinatra's big band, not band, orchestration is 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
So there you
So
go.
when I put live, I try to do it a little faster so I don't lose the people. But it's a great orchestra, great orchestration. But I've changed the last note where I go way up like Elvis did, and it fits for some reason, and it's a great one. But my last words would be, if to my audience, if you can remember July 16th, it's a Sunday and it's a nice brunch. I asked Patrick, well, how much are you charging? You know, how much? He said they brunch platters start at $13.95. I said, boy, that's pretty good. Anyway, I'll be at the Bar Anticipation, which is Bar A in Belmar on 16th Street, and it's going to be a big crowd.
Amazing.
Even not for me, they have so much going on in that place.
Amazing.
We'd love to see you.
So, Sean, I want to thank you for honoring me tonight with this incredible interview. Again, on so many levels, not just about the music. And, you know, I tip my hat to you, man, because, you know, you come out here, your age, telling everyone your age, telling everyone what you've done. I mean, that's a hard thing to do, you know, especially for your generation. And you're an open book, and all you want to do is help people, and you have done that. So I know this show is definitely going to help people. And on top of it, you're going to make more fans because your singing is off the charts. And I know that Frank Sinatra is definitely looking down, smiling at you.
He's probably looking at me.
Listen, he's definitely giggling and smiling and saying, yes. So's your dad. And listen, so's your mom. So she's proud.
Well, I'm mad at Frank because after we did that duet, I said to Fonzie, why couldn't have we done this when I was in my 30s or 40s? Maybe I'd make some money.
Oh my God.
The album, because it really was good. A good, he calls it track. And I listen, I go, these other singers, they have loads of money. I just don't.
Amazing.
But I had fun, and it's such an honor. And I'll end with this. I'm on Sunday afternoons, and he'll be back the end of July with Bobby Talise.
Okay.
His show, WRGB, I think it is. And the name of his show is let's see, it's Bobby T and his Do-Up Hour with my Sunday Sinatra segment, which he started a year and a half. And he called me and told me, I'm going to put you on every Sunday. And he played 5 of my songs. So every week he plays 2 of my songs at 2:30. And he introduces me now. And I fell off the chair when I heard it. I really did, Jerry. He says, now it's 2:30. It's time for my Sunday Sinatra segment with the chairman of the board, Mr. Sean Hanlon, the voice of Sinatra. And I went, what?
I love it.
I went, this is incredible. You know, another guy, I can't get over how nice he is to me. And then when he talks about me after I sing the 2 songs, I go, where did this come from? You know, and you know, he got it that Tommy Smooth gave me the. I was on every one of his shows when he was doing when the COVID got in, and he did 9 or 11 shows from his house, and it was Do Up Tuesdays with Tommy Smooth. So he's got me on, and so I'm listening to the show, and I'm listening to these Do Up singers. I almost called him and said, Tommy, pull me off. These guys are so good.
No, don't you ever say that. Never.
No, he said, Sean, you're going to be on every show. He even announced it. He said, Sean, and I'm now going to bring up the voice of Sinatra, my buddy Sean. And he said, he's going to be on every one of my shows.
I love it.
The tone, the diction. And he says, now listen to him. I go, another guy.
I love it.
You know, what is this?
I love it.
I'm so grateful. It's crazy.
So, we can, both of us, but especially you, I mean, we could die smiling. Look what
Yeah.
God's done. What I want to do is, producer, I want to do something a little different. We're not going to close with my song. We're going to close with this poem. So when I'm done with this poem, you can close the show. Sean, I'm going to read a poem I wrote called Faith. It's a very short poem, but it's to the point. And between you and me, I think we've shown people that God is real, God is powerful, and without God, we're nothing. So I want to thank you again for honoring me today. And I want to close out with this poem I wrote called Faith. Here we go.
Thank you. This has been beautiful. I really appreciate it.
I love you.
Love you, and I love your show, and I love you having me on.
I love you. Thank
So-
you. Here we go. Put your faith in something greater. Do it now. Don't wait till later. Lord, my God, please keep me sane. I need a switch to shut off my brain. When I feel shattered, broken, and torn, when I ache and cry, I'm tired and worn, you lift me up and wipe my tears. You whisper gently to have no fears. For my free will has lost control. To get it back will be my goal. I need to just have faith in you. There's nothing more that I can do. Everybody, I want to say thank you for listening. Please share this show, and God bless you all. You could take us out now, Ruben.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer,